Welcome to another fishing adventure, folks. I'm here on the Muddy River this morning. Sun's just coming up over that way, and I'm gonna get my rods out here, and I know exactly what you're thinking already. I can read your mind, and what you're thinking is, why does Tom have 4 fishing rods when we all know that he's only allowed to use 3? Guess we'll have to see what I'm gonna do here. As per the usual, gotta get some water first for hand washing purposes. Water's looking a little extra green today. Hey, what's this? What is this? It is a baby catfish with its head cut off. Okay. Phew, that stinks. I wish I hadn't picked that up. Alright, I'm gonna go down here now. Hopefully there's nothing nasty down here. Wonder why somebody would do that to a little 6-inch catfish. People are idiots. Uh-oh. Oh, I sprung a leak. My bucket is done. Okay. I guess it's right at the bottom of the bucket too, so I guess I can't use this at all. Okay. My bucket's not done. I'll fix it. I've fixed multiple leaks in this bucket before with some glue, but not today. The last time my bucket sprung a leak was from a catfish. I put a couple of catfish in that bucket to bring home, and the pectoral fins poked a hole in the side of the bucket. Sweet almond tiger nuts is going to be the first set of baits that I'm putting out here today, if that gives you a clue. First set of baits. I'm using tiger nuts today because they're really tough and stay on the hair, and they don't come off very easily. They're tougher than corn. There's a lot of catfish in this river. I expect to catch some today. That way I don't have to rebait quite as often. I always get this suggestion that, I should use plastic corn. That way it's tougher, and that's true. It is, but it's just my personal preference to use natural baits. I find enjoyment from using natural baits. Just my personal preference. That's the nice thing about fishing. You can adapt it to your own personal preferences. More than one way to catch a fish. There is the hook bait there. That's 2 tiger nuts on the hair. That's a size 4 octopus, little bitty octopus hook. And you regular viewers, I'm sure you already know, but the main target species is going to be carp today, and this is going to be the bait for it. This is a mix of old-fashioned oats and sweet feed pellets. That's horse feed, and a can of corn and some chili powder in there, and it's too dry and crumbly. I made this before I left today. I guess I need to add a little bit more water. Just a couple of handfuls of that sewage out of this river, and that'll make the bait just perfect. Yep. Once the oats take about 10 minutes to set up, but once they are kind of set up, just add a little bit of water. Provides an instant reaction. Better. Just gonna pack that around this 3-ounce method feeder sinker here. I'm using 3-ounce today. That's the heavier version. I have a 2-ounce, but I'm using 3-ounce today because I'm fishing a river, and obviously in rivers we've got current, and there's some pretty decent current in this spot here today. And so that heavier sinker is going to help keep my bait, my rig, pinned to the bottom in the spot where I want it to be. As far as why the chili powder in the bait, that's also just personal preference. It's just a powerful flavor. Pretty much any powerful flavor will attract the curiosity of a carp. I used to think that the spicy stuff might keep the catfish away a little bit, but that has been proven not to be true. The catfish will eat it right up. In fact, I think catfish are probably the most unpicky fish that lives around here, at least, because look at all the rotten stuff people fish for catfish with, and they eat it right up. They'll eat a piece of soap. Yeah, maybe you've never heard of that. People have been known to cut up a bar of ivory soap in little chunks and put it on a hook and catch catfish with that. They'll eat it. I guess soap it's mostly fat, right? It's calories, so makes sense. So the first bait's gonna go down. You might not be able to see very good. There's a bunch of tree stumps and stuff laying down there. I got snagged there quite a few times last time I fished here, so I'm going to stay kind of off to the right of that a little bit. But as you can see, there's a bridge here. We've got flowing water. We've got a pool here, and then a current break that is kind of right out in front of me here, and it goes down there. So I'm going to be fishing the edge of that current break that's created by this little rocky dam here. All right. Yeah, that's exactly where I wanted it. And it's about 3 feet of water there. The problem I was having last time I was here is every time I'd get a bite, the fish would swim that way and get into the sticks, and lost several fish and rigs that way. Hopefully I can avoid that today. And the second one's not going to go so far down that way. It's going to be closer to the center of the river and not so far. So a long line and a short line. Right there. And it's deeper there. 5 feet of water there probably. So like I said, I'm only allowed 3 rods here in Iowa, and some of you who live in Iowa might be like, you're only allowed 2. Well, you should read your fishing regulations, because you can get a 3rd bonus license. You pay an extra fee, but you can fish with 3 if you pay the extra fee. So yeah, I've just got 2 lines that are casted out here. The 3rd one is just sitting there, not casted out at all. There's the hook right there. Because I'm gonna do a little multi-species fishing today, and I brought my pike set up here. I've got a little 4-inch swim bait here on a jig head, and I've got a steel leader here, down to some 10-pound mono all the way back to the reel. What kind of reel is this? I don't know. Who cares? An ugly stick fishing rod. I like ugly sticks, but I used to fish for pike in this river somewhat frequently until we had like a 10-year drought. But the water is kind of back to a level where it's fishable anymore. So there's some pretty juicy looking stuff over on the other side of the river that I'm going to cast to. There's a big pool right here, and I'm also going to cast way up into those riffles up there. And I'm going to cast this swim bait around, see if I can hook a pike here while I'm waiting for a carp to bite. First I need to get some water on the bait here and wash off the garage smell, because this thing's been sitting in my garage for several years unused. It's probably got dust on it. First cast is just going to go up toward those riffles. Oh, wow, never mind. As soon as I cast that out, I get a bite on the carp rod. My swim bait is out there, just sitting on the bottom. Oh, this fish got into something. Okay, I'm bringing him back. It kind of startled me. I wasn't expecting a bite so soon. I think this is a catfish. I don't have my net ready. Oh, the other rod's going off too. Yep. Catfish. Up on the bank you go. This looks like a catfish bite also. Oh, no, it's a bitty carp. Wow. I guess they're not giving me a chance to fish for any pike today. Bitty carp. Yeah. Back you go. And this guy's rolling around in the mud here. What are you doing? That's where I put you, isn't it? Yeah. Alright. Yeah, it's a good eater size cat, but I don't eat out of this river. Yeah, DNR says fish are safe to eat in Iowa. I don't believe them. They have a vested interest in making sure that people can keep and eat fish, because they need to sell lots of fishing licenses to fund their budget. I don't believe them. And even in saying that the fish are safe to eat, the recommendations are still no more than once per week. Which means that this, for some reason, there's some number that they have. They don't publish what it is, I don't think. Some acceptable level of toxicity that it's okay, and I just quit messing with it. But it's highly variable, you know. It's a river like this that is constantly getting nasty things dumped into it, and you know, loads of cattle yards upstream that are draining into this, and it's just water like this versus a sand pit that has clear water and gravel bottom, clean water and stuff, and doesn't have poop in it. There's probably some edible fish in there, fish that aren't toxic. So let's see, enough about that. The catfish came from that way, carp came from over there. And put that one back where the carp came from. And 5 feet of water there. The swim bait is still out there laying on the bottom. Let me reel that in real quick. And of course I talk about how the tiger nuts are so durable, and then they get stripped off on the first fish. Oh well. Yeah, there's something satisfying that I find satisfying about using both natural baits and baits that I made myself. There's something satisfying about that. A lot of people don't get it, and that's fine. It's not important. It's not for everybody. All right, and this other carp one's just gonna go right back in that same spot just like before too, just away from that snag. Okay, both carp baits are back out. Now it's time to resume pike fishing. Better stay right here by the carp rods if the bite's going to be fast. Oh jeez, are you kidding me? Okay, come on. I guess all I got to do is cast the pike rod to get a bite here. That's fine, I'll do that. I keep doing that. Well, this is a catfish bite if I ever saw one. Just that quick, sporadic, crazy, look like a crazy person at the end of the line. That's a catfish. Yeah, little bitty one. This is like the little stabby one that poked a hole in my bucket that I was talking about. I gotta be careful with these little ones. All right. I think I'm gonna be kind of conservative with the pack bait here. If catfish are gonna be keeping me busy, I'm gonna just put barely enough bait on there just to cover the feeder. And okay, let's try some pike fishing again. 2 carp baits are out. Hurry up and cast this out. I'm just going to start doing some slow retrieves at first. Usually if there's a pike hanging on in there, just a slow retrieve, just a swimming fish will get him to snap. And I'll do that a little while, and then if that doesn't work, then I'll start doing some funky moves with the swim bait, bouncing around on the bottom and stuff. That paddle tail swim bait though is a real attractive thing, just with the slow retrieve. I can see the rod tips bouncing. Oh yeah, there's a ledge right there, so there's a drop off and a hole right here in front of me. It's some of that juicy spot over on the other side of the river there, because there's another current break over there on the other side of the river. Okay. A lot of catfish hanging out here today. And the weekend warriors didn't catch them all, huh? There's really not hardly any trash here. This morning, it's Monday, I figured there'd be a bunch of weekend trash here. I don't think many people came here this weekend. It's pretty hot. Yeah. Well, maybe I can catch all the catfish that are hanging out in this bend of the river and send them down the way with a sore lip, and then they'll start leaving my baits alone and start catching some carp maybe. Corn is definitely an underrated catfish bait. It's corn and oats and kind of vegetable stuff. Like I said, catfish will eat soap and they eat veggies too, and certainly don't need to use any nasty, gross things like chicken livers or raw chicken or rotten cheese, all the stuff that people like to use for catfish. The nastiest thing you can think of. I think catfish like a nice fresh little plate of vegetables too. They're not picky. What I'm really surprised at is that I haven't got snagged yet from down there. That's the snag spot. Of course, I've been catching catfish, and they don't fight very hard, so I think the times that I did get snagged down there, it was probably carp that pulled me over into those snags. Anyway, back to the pike. Don't know if there's still any pike in this river. Yeah, pike are mostly sight fishing animals, and just in brown, green, chocolate milk water like this, they don't thrive. They survive, but they don't thrive. I've never seen any giant pike. Oh, all right. That feels like a carp. That feels like a carp. I think he got off. Oh, wrong, swimming at me. He was swimming at me the whole time. Okay. Yeah, a little carp. Oh, he came off right there. It was a little carp, a little bit bigger than that bait size one I caught earlier. Don't know how much longer I'm gonna continue with this pike. A few more minutes here, and then I'll put out that, if I get nothing, I'll put out that third rod for a bottom bait. This bottom feeder fishing's going real good this morning though. Getting lots of action real fast. That's good. Ooh, that was kind of a little out in the middle of the river there, more than I liked, but I'll leave it. If the river doesn't like it, it'll push it off to the side. Yeah, a little bit more of this. Oh, I was stuck in the bottom. A little bit more of this pike fishing, and then I'll call it quits if I don't get any bites. The water's just really dirty, and as I mentioned, with the pike being sight fishing animals, best time to fish this river for pike is in December, right before the ice starts. Right before the ice starts is when the water in this river is at its clearest. And it's still not clear, but clearest. And that's when I've had the best luck pike fishing in December. Pike fishing with gloves and hat and winter coat on and stuff. If we have sufficient water flow for that, I think I'm going to try that this year. There are some pike fishing videos on my channel if you want to go back and watch them. I think it's been about 4 years since I've done any pike fishing because of low water, ongoing drought for years and years. Well, there's nothing happening up here by this moving water. I've been casting in here a lot. Nothing going on there. Before I quit pike fishing, I'm going to go down here into this still water that's to the left of my bait here, this little pool. Oh, never mind. Let's catch a carp. Oh, yeah. Don't go in the snag. Don't go in the snag. I gotta horse him. Gotta horse him. Yeah. Whew. Made it out of that snaggy area. Alright, I'm gonna try to get this fish in the net here. As you can see from my net, current is flowing backwards here in this spot. If I let go of the net, the current's going to take it upstream. So I can't lay the net out in the water and leave it there while I'm getting ready to fight this fish. But yeah. That's the carp. Come on in here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, little bitty guy, just like that first carp I caught. I'm going to keep his eyes covered because these little ones are frisky. Small fish, but fast action. It's a nice morning. I'll give you a little toss there. See ya. Alright, as I was about to do before I was so rudely interrupted by that fish, I was going to cast down here into this shallow little eddy here. Kind of doubt there's any pike hanging out in this shallow stuff, but let's see. Alright, that's enough fooling around with this pike stuff. I'll come back here, like I said, in early winter and see if there's any pike around. Bottom feeders rule this river right now. I'm just going to get this third carp rod baited up and put out there. I'm going to put that in the hole. I'll show you that here in a second. Yeah, right behind this bridge pylon here, there's a deep scour hole right there, and I'm just going to plop this bait right down in there and let it sit there a little bit upstream from me. Yeah, by deep, I mean 8 feet deep or so. It's a little bit deeper than the rest of the river. This is really the only trash that's here right now. It looks like some turkey or something. Oh, look at this. So this is a lid from a stink bait jar, and the thoughtful creator of this bait put on here, please recycle, please return to B Acres Bait for 25 cents. Yeah, so they know that cat fishermen leave these things laying on the bank all the time, and they're willing to pay a quarter to them to bring it to not do that. But here they are. I'll pick that up and bring it home with me. Oh, getting a bite on the middle rod here. Yeah, that's a catfish. Most likely. You heard me talking about stink bait. Got hungry. This might be a carp, actually. Yeah, he's pulling some good drag. Things have slowed down a little bit. As that Fast and Furious start caught a bunch of catfish and just pretty much caught all the fish that were hanging out in this spot, but things have slowed down. It's been about a half an hour without a bite. I was walking around looking at the trash on the bank, and oh, this is a bigger fish. Nice. This is a bigger carp. You know what? I don't like this current. I'm gonna leave this fish over here by the hole where there's way less current. Now this fish doesn't want to go there. I'm not gonna fight him. I'm not gonna horse him over there. Changed my mind, going back to where I started. So what I've got here, the current's flowing backwards right in front of me. It's going that way, so I need to bring this fish down. It's kind of weird because I'm pulling downstream against the current, but it's the wrong way for the river. So I'm going to pull this fish over and then use the backflowing of the water to push him in my net, hopefully. Come on, buddy. Okay, got him. Yeah, that's a lot harder landing fish when the water's moving in front of you. Sometimes it pushes them right into the net, but most of the time it doesn't. Yeah, 5-6 pound common carp. Nice fish. Doesn't take much of a fish to make a real challenging fight in this current. That was a lot of fun. Challenging fight. Glad I was able to get him in the net and on the bank without ripping it out of his lip and all that stuff that tends to happen like that. Back in the water. Off you go, back into the river. That was on the rod that was out near the middle of the river. The hot rod that's been getting the majority of the bites today over by the edge hasn't been touched in a while. I think there's a brand of ice fishing rods named Hot Rod, but it's, yeah, there is, now that I think about it. Yeah, but it's spelled like H-A-A-T, like hot. It's a pretty cool name. I like it. If I was an ice fishing guy, I'd probably use some hot rods. But to answer your question, no, I do not do ice fishing. Not into it, just not interested. It's a totally different experience than open water fishing. Nothing against it, but it's just not my thing. Back into the middle you go on the new hot rod. The middle rod is the hot rod. Oh, aggressive runner. Oh, this feels real nice and headed out into the middle of the river. I love it. Stay out there. Stay out there in the middle. Stay out there in the middle. Please, please do. Please do. Ho, 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 ho. Now this fish is swimming upstream. He's swimming at me. Swimming at me. All right, I got to come up with a plan here. What am I going to do? Got turbulent water there. I'm going to go chase this. I'm going to take this fish down. away from my other lines. This fish is in the middle of the river out there. This has got to be a big fish. The little fish don't do that. They don't go out into the middle. The corner of this eddy is right over here. This is where the back current is least. Oh, there! I see a branch in the water there. Okay, I don't want to go there. All right, I was gonna go in that corner over there, but there's a branch down in the water. I don't want that, so I guess I'll take my chances with the current here. If this is a real big fish, I might not be in control. I might not have a choice where I land the fish. If he wants to go up there, then that's where he'll go. Because with this current, I'm not gonna do a lot of horsing here. There's a ledge right here. It just drops off, gets real deep right off the edge here. I'm gonna try and reel in my other line real quick. Get it out of the way. Yes, good. All right, now I can comfortably take this fish over here because the current is just so much less right here. If I can get this fish up over the ledge and into this sandbar area right in front of me, then I'll be golden. You can't really step down. I'm not gonna do it yet. I can take like one step down there for a few seconds before I sink. I'm gonna stay up here on top of the soft or the drier stuff. This has just been a really slow, plodding fish here. Hasn't freaked out a lot. Oh yeah, it's a mirror. I think it's a mirror. It's a big mirror. Is it a mirror? I might be seeing things. I might be seeing things in this dirty water. Yes. All right, it's not a mirror, but it's a big, much bigger fish than what I've been catching. This fish, I think sometimes you can kind of tell the age of a fish by how rough looking their lips are. He's just got really big, rough looking lips. Yeah, not a mirror. I think I was just seeing things in that dirty water, but much bigger fish than what I've been catching this morning. And for this river, this is a big fish. 7, 8 pounds, 7, 8, 9 pounds, I don't know. Bugs. But heck of a fight in this current. A lot of fun. Like I said, things have been slowing down. That's what I want. I'd rather have just a few of these going forward. Sounds good, instead of just a rapid fire of little dinks. A few of these every half an hour, or one of these every half an hour, sounds good to me. Back in the water. All right, thank you for that exciting fight. Whew, that sure is exciting, fighting a powerful fish like that with a little bitty hook in a current like that. It's real challenging. I love stuff like that. Kind of reminds me of kayak fishing too, the feeling that I get from that, of kayak fishing too. It doesn't take a gigantic fish to make it a real challenge to land, a 10-pound carp in a kayak. That's a challenge, and it's fun. Maybe I'll go do that yet this summer. I think there's still time. Put the kayak in and maybe try to catch a carp in the kayak this year. It's been a few years since I've used the kayak. Nope. I don't want that. Nope. Yeah, I casted that out and just reeled right back in because it was just really close to the snags. I just know if I got a bite there, that was going to end up being a snag. Some bug flew in my face right as I was casting and kind of threw me off. At least that's what I'm going to blame it on anyway. This stupid thing's been swirling around in the eddy for an hour now. Oh, I decided to go ahead and grab it with my pike lure here. There we go. Get it out of there before it hits my carp lines. Okay. I've been watching this thing for like an hour and finally made it down to where it started about to hit my lines. Okay. Suddenly, a strong smell of porta potty emanating from the river. I can't tell for sure if it's actually the river or it's just I'm downwind from some wastewater treatment plant or something, or I'm thinking maybe one of the towns upstream has started disposing of their waste. This morning, it's Monday morning. I suppose they do discharges in the morning, I would think. Or I don't know. It just smells like a porta potty out here now. And for some reason, the water in this river this year is more green than brown. I don't understand. Usually it's chocolate milk, but it's more just like green, dark green. I don't know what to call it. Had a bad flood a year and a half ago, and a lot of these riverside towns had their wastewater treatment plants damaged by the floods. And since then, all winter all that summer and all the following winter, they were discharging raw sewage directly into the river. They got permission from the DNR to do it, and I don't know if they still are, if they've managed to get their wastewater treatment plants back operational or not. But that's pretty much why I didn't fish the river at all last year, because the floods were so bad that it was literally an open sewer all summer long. I think it still is. It smells like it. But here in Iowa, people know what the poop smells like. They know the difference between the different poops. Believe it or not, cow poop smells different than pig poop, which also smells different from human poop. And what I'm smelling coming off of this river today is more like a porta potty, more like human poop. Doesn't smell like livestock. Yeah, I know, that's pretty gross, but that's where I live. That's what happens here. It's about 10 a.m. I'm reeling in all the baits to rebait them. I'm gonna stay for a little bit longer. It's been a good 45 minutes without a bite here. Things have slowed way down. Yeah, back to the subject of poop. Who doesn't like talking about poop? Did you know in Iowa, pretty much as soon as the thaw happens, probably about early April, pretty much the whole countryside, the whole state pretty much smells like poop for about a month, because of all the poop that's built up over the winter that's been frozen on the ground all winter. All that stuff thaws, and the whole state just stinks like poop for a month. Yeah, if you're considering moving to Iowa, feel free to add that to your pros and cons list, because that's a real thing. Probably not something you're going to read about on TripAdvisor or any of the relocation guides. And if you think, oh well, I'm going to live in the city though, so I won't have to deal with that. Wrong. Wait till you go have a drive through downtown Des Moines and you get stuck behind a cart full of manure. Or a semi full of hogs with the liquid that's coming off of those hogs like pouring out the side of the semi truck as it's splattering all over your car as you're driving down the freeway. And while I'm bragging about Iowa, here's another interesting fact I bet most people, even people that live in Iowa, don't know. 99% of the land in Iowa has been altered for human use. Iowa is the most altered state in the country. Yeah, 93% has been cleared for farmland, and then 6% is cities and roads, and then that leaves the 1% that has not been altered for human use. Yeah, you see me fishing, these areas where it looks like, oh yeah, that's neat. He's out in nature. Kind of looks like that from here, but you go up to the top of the riverbank and look out. It's corn and beans as far as you can see. There's no forests. Okay, we got a jingle here. Yeah, okay. Got a fish on. Yeah, I'm noticing a lot more foam, little chunks of foam. Ooh, splashy. A lot of foam on the river right now in the last hour or so too. I think there's definitely a discharge happening upstream somewhere. What do I got here? Little baby carp maybe? Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, little bitty. About the same size as that first little one I caught before. Little bitty bait size flathead catfish would just chomp this one down. Don't splash the poop water on me, please. Thank you. A bite here, bite here, bite here, bite here. Yep. On. Check that drag. Make sure it's loose enough. Alright, this feels heavy. And it doesn't feel crazy like a crazy catfish out in the middle of the river. But he's coming in. He's coming in. It feels carpy. He's coming in. He's right here. Just swimming right in. Oh, now he's going upstream. See you later. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and reel in this other line real quick. Get it out of the way, because that's where this fish is wanting to go. Had pretty good luck going up here and landing a fish last time, and I'm going to do that again if I can. It's a balancing act with the drag here in this river, because I gotta have it tight enough to make some progress on getting the fish in. You can't just let them run forever, but I don't want to have it too tight. This fish is going up into the fast water over there. Yeah, he's trying to go upstream. I'm not messing around. Ooh, there's a big dust cloud out there where that fish just did something. There's a ledge here and big hole, and oh man, some violent head shakes going on here. I think I might have something good. I don't usually catch giants in this river, but anything's possible, I guess. I haven't been able to get him up. I mean, this has been going on for a while. I'm sure I'll skip most of this. I'm just letting him wear himself out here because I don't want to get him real close and have him, you know, go for a launch and tear the hook out. I've had this fish going back and forth in front of me for several minutes. I haven't been able to get him to the surface to see even what it is. Big clouds in front of me here. I've been gingerly fighting this fish. I think it's time. This has been going on a long time, you know. It's hard to know. The longer the fish is on, the better the chances of them getting away, but then, you know, if I horse them, that's got problems too. Alright, come on in. Come on in. Oh yeah, that's good fish. That's a real good fish. Big fish of the day, easy. Yes! Swam right in the net. Yes! But yeah, big fish of the day, easy. I'll give this one 11, 12 pounds maybe. Probably closer to 11. 10, 11, let's call it. Big fish of the day. Great fight in this current. I mean, it just doesn't take a huge fish to make a really challenging fight in this current. And that's what this fish was. It's about 11 a.m. You know, I've been saying for the last hour that I'm just going to leave at 11, and I think I'm going to do that. This is a great fish to end the day, in the session on. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you on the next one.